Hello dear students. In the last lecture we had seen the separating technique using sublimation concept or the sublimation process. Sublimation is used for separating the mixture which is having a component which is sublimable. That means that substance when subjected to a higher temperature or heat, it transforms from solid state to gaseous state without coming to liquid state. This property was used to separate out the mixture which is having a sublimable substances. Now we move on to another separating technique that is called as chromatography. So if we talk about chromatography, the separating technique, first we will understand the name itself. Chroma means it is coming from the Greek word that is chromos, means color, and graphy means studying or recording. Chromatographic technique is used to separate the solid substances which are soluble in a solution and they are present in very small quantity. So basically we are going to use this chromatographic separating technique to separate out the solids which are present in the solution. Now if we talk about the principle, as in this line we have seen that the solids are present in the solution. That means there would be more than two or three components which are soluble in that same solvent. Now if they are soluble in that same solvent, then how can we separate them? So here is the demarcation line that we have to take and use the concept of chromatography. As we know that solids are soluble in solvents, some solids are not soluble in solvent, but the solubility are a characteristic property of that solid. So if we are having a solution which is if we are having a solution of more than 2 to 3 components, then it would be having solids, and these solids would be having difference in their solubilities in that given solvent. So we are going to use this point only as the principle, and which is the outlining point which is telling us how we can use the chromatography. So it is the method of separation based on the fact that the two substances are dissolved in that same solvent, no doubt, but they are having different solubilities. Like if we have A and B component which is soluble in water, it is not mandatory that both the component A and B will have equal solubility. Some of the component will have a higher solubility and some of the component would have lower solubility. So pointing out or taking into this consideration, we are going to use this chromatography. Now chromatography has two processes, or we can say two components. One is stationary phase and one is the mobile phase. Now to understand the concept of chromatography, first we will see where it will be used. Well, if we take an example of where the chromatographic technique is used, it is used to separate out the component which is present in the ink dye. This is the example that has been stated in your textbook also, and it is a very common example that you can practice or you can perform at home also. So we are going to separate out the components of the ink into different respective parts using the chromatographic technique. So we have seen that the chromatography is using the principle of difference in the solubility of the solid in the given solvent. Now we are going to use this only. So this is the basic setup of chromatography. Well, in the previous slide, I have told you that chromatography is having two components, the solid phase and the mobile phase. Now we will understand the concept of solid phase and mobile phase. Well, this is a paper strip, or it is also sometimes called as a filter paper strip, or it is also called as chromatographic paper. This chromatographic paper is made up of different components. It could be your starch component, it could be cellulose nitrate, and many more examples. Depending upon the requirement, this paper is having different components. So this paper would be acting as your stationary phase. Now you have to take a long paper strip or the strip of chromatographic sheet, and from one end you have to mark a line. This line should be having a minimum distance of 2 to 3 centimeter from the end of the strip, as you can see over here. Marking this line, then you have to take the solution which is having the components which you want to separate it out. Using a very fine needle kind of thing or the capillary, you can spot the mixture solution over here. Make sure that while spotting, the initial spot when you give it, make it dry. Then when the spot is dried up, allow the second drop to be put over this mark point only. Make sure that the solution which you are using to separate out the component is highly concentrated, because if the solution is only very dilute, then the separation cannot be seen easily. So make sure that you put the drop 2 to 3 times, and the mixture you are using to separate it out must be highly concentrated. Now this is the setup. This is a glass chamber in which you require a solvent. This solvent will be your acting as mobile phase. Now here, for separation of dye, we require water as the solvent, but it is not necessary that for every chromatographic technique we require water as the mobile phase only. It depends upon the solubility of this mixture. Like sometimes you would find it out, it is a combination of water and alcohol, water and hexane, and sometimes it is acetone and water also. So the solvent will change depending upon the solubility of this mixture. Now you have to fill this glass jar with 5 to 10 ml of this required solvent. Now hang this strip into this glass jar containing the solvent. Make sure that the spot does not get submerged into this solvent at the initial stage only. Care must be taken. The spot must be above from the line of the solvent. Then only you will get a proper chromatographic sheet run. Now some might have doubt in the question that why don't we initially submerge this spot into this solvent. Dear student, if we do not take care and this spot gets submerged into the water, instead of this spot being run vertically upward, it would get solubilized in this bottom, and this mixture would be getting faded away and it would be soluble into this solvent only. So care must be taken. The spot must have some difference between the last layer of the solvent. Now as soon as you hang this filter paper or the chromatographic paper with the action of the capillary rise, the solvent rises from bottom to top. As soon as the solvent is rising, it comes in contact with this mixture. Now we know that this mixture is having the components which are soluble in this solvent. Now depending upon the solubility, it will be getting mixed with the incoming or the running or the mobile solvent which is running from bottom to top due to the capillary action, and as a result the component which is more soluble in the solvent or in the mobile phase will run to a longer distance from the mark point, and the component which is having a lesser solubility in the running mobile phase would be traveling a very small distance and it would stop. So in this way we can separate the component using this chromatographic technique. Now I would like to tell you one more thing. Chromatographic technique is used to separate the component qualitatively and not quantitatively. Now what do you mean by qualitatively? Qualitatively means we can just identify the component and its separation. And if we talk about the quantitatively, that means we are not going to separate out the component based upon the amount of quantity which is present. Like we can separate out the components from the sublimation process quantitatively. Like all of the sublimable substance can be separated out. Here in chromatographic, we can just identify the components, the number of components, and we can then go for some different methodology to separate out them quantitatively. So now to understand that how the component gets separated when they are run in a proper or a suitable solvent, this picture will make your idea clear about it. So this is the glass jar that we are talking about, and this is the liquid solvent. This is the marked line where you have to give the spotting. And as you can see, dear students, the solvent has completely run from this bottom to the top point over here. And as you can see the 4 spot, that means here we have taken the 4 mixtures and we have run the chromatography. Now as you can see, there are the color separation that are being present. Here you can see there are 2 colors, single color, single, and again single. That means these ink were having no components. That means they were made up of only single component, whereas this ink mixture was made up of 2 components which got separated over here. So in this way, we can use this chromatographic technique qualitatively to understand the components of which the mixture is made up of, and using some other quantitative methodology, we can separate out the component with respect to quantity also.